Hello YouTube, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Timberborn Z, where it's beautiful. Look at that, it's so beautiful. It's barren, but it's beautiful, darn it. And it's mine. It's the Beavers. It's all of ours. It's great, but we can't do anything with it yet because we're out of planks. Okay, we're not entirely out of planks, but we're getting there. Okay, I did the quick maths. I know that's dangerous for me to do, but we've only got enough planks on hand right now to actually only build about 9 large power wheels. So that's not that much, okay? That's not the greatest. It'd be something. It'd be a lot of juice for us to work with, so I'm not actually opposed to doing that. We could probably take advantage of that to get it up here so we could stop relying solely on these guys right here. So we might throw in maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6. Since we do have the bots working 24/7 now, working in our plank manufacturers up here, the lumber mills. So that should help with the plank production. However, that's the limb fact right there, right? So I'm thinking what we're going to do today is we're going to come over here and we're going to work with this. There's plenty of beautiful real estate right here for us to work with. Plenty of scrap metal for us to dig into. And then lots of beautiful, currently barren workspace. Soon to be a tree farm. This will be the greatest tree farm. Well, not the greatest. This one was supposed to be the greatest over here, but, well, we saw how well that turned out. But this one is going to be the greatest, okay? It's going to be so beautiful. No one will know. Well, yeah, everybody will know. It'll be the greatest thing, okay? You just got to accept that. So, that's what we're going to do today. We're going to build out over here. Create a nice little tree farm down in here. Start preparing for our massive build over here, which is going to be a lot of material. Put in a couple of our initial large power wheels and get this farm going, and then start thinking about moving dirt over here and probably moving off of where we're going to have our tubeway station over here to over here, so we can start working on creating our tunnel this way that will inevitably join up with this tunnel. The problem is I think I know how I'm going to close this off. I think I know how that's going to work, but I haven't done that yet, and that means closing off the pipe, which is going to be fun. I'm not afraid of doing that, so that'll be something that we can work on probably today as well, is probably dropping this a little bit, maybe to be on the same level. I'm not entirely sure which level this is on versus this, and then this will be where they join up, and then we'll build up. But that requires storing a lot of dirt over here in preparation for that, and that's also going to include dirt and logs and planks and all the other things, and that's going to require industry to be working a long time. So these guys better be working their little tails off, okay? We need all the bots to be running all the industry, to be doing all the things, so we can get all the things ready and rocking and rolling for the future mega projects, which will take time to prepare for, but I'm not adverse to it. I love doing that. So let's go ahead and get the game going. We'll get things rocking and rolling 3 times speed, because why not? And we'll see how we're doing. We are in the middle of the drought at 18.3 days left. Cycle 41 and day 9. Plenty of food, plenty of water on hand. Like I said, low on planks, but that hopefully will be rectified soon-ish, because we do have a number of bots working in these lumber mills. Obviously, that one's not, but these ones right here, here. All these, yeah, bots everywhere. Bots doing great bot things for us, which is fantastic and glorious, and we love to see it. Now, we do have a couple of beavers roaming around that we could probably put them to work somewhere else as haulers and or builders. That has yet to be determined yet, but that is something to keep in mind. We do need to unpause or open one. Yeah, we could probably just open both of these. There's no reason not to. Everything should be nice and green and well, green's not exactly the right word, but nice and clear for them, and nobody should be getting sick. Everything's built off down here, and everything should be rolling. Now, what we could do just to check what we're pumping out as far as cubic meters per second is we could go ahead and toss in one of these stream gauges, but I don't think that that's entirely necessary. So we're just going to rip that out right here. We're going to toss in our first couple of beautiful large water wheels after we figured out a way to get up here. Come on, game. Come on, stop fighting me. Let's stop that being prioritized. That can just be obtained, and same for that one as well. And now we need to figure out how we want to get up there. So let's just do this like this. Actually, hold up. Like this and like this. I know how to play this game, guys. I promise. Okay. And then we drag this all the way across like that. And then like that. And now we need to put in a... Pause this so they don't get stuck. I want them to build that first. And then, yeah. Let's see here. We could probably have them empty this out real quick. And then we can toss in some... storage for some planks there. Fix this path up just a tad bit to accommodate that new the size of the new storage that we're about to give them. And then let's see here. All right, so I wanted to come out from here and then go that way, so let's go ahead and start planning some of that out. And I don't anticipate this being too much of a problem. Now, I really don't like doing this like this. I like to have, you know, one meeting. I like having the tips touching there, for lack of a better term. Yeah. Aesthetically, it looks a little bit nicer, a little cleaner, but for ease of access, ease of building, we'll just have to accept this for what it is. So that will have to do there, and we'll just continue to work our way across, and we'll continue to do this like such as, and so on. And so that's going to be like so, and we're just going to keep doing this all the way to about here, I think is where we're going to go. We're going to have come out and then just have it drop straight down, and then that'll be where that will exit, and it'll be glorious. Absolutely glorious. Meaning they can actually do things fast and funny and not painful. All right, did they get the stairs in? They did get the stairs in, so we can unpause that real quick, and then we can grab this button. Grab this button, because this is the actual button I'm concerned about, and we're going to hit this 3 times, and that should be the right height now, very easily. There we go. And rinse and repeat. If I can remember to not click off of the things, which would be the smart thing. However, I've never claimed to be the smart person here. I'm just a beaver overlord. You know, I was elected to lead and not to read type situation. You know? Thank you, President Schwarzenegger, for that. Well, was that his actual name from... What was his name in the Simpsons movie? That was such a funny movie. Anyway, I digress. All right, sweet. That's all in. Let's go ahead and grab this tubeway station, and we'll just grab that and rip that right on along there. Now they've got something else to work on for a little bit. Now, that should establish a path, so they shouldn't have an issue with reaching the next work area, so that should be what we need happening. We do have a spare bot, so we can go ahead and get them in there. My game is really not liking me today, and I am not a fan of that. But it's okay. It's alright. It's okay. Everything's gonna be alright. We can go ahead and just rip this out too while we're working it. And we'll probably... Oh no. Why are you guys stuck? How are you guys stuck? You were supposed to... Oh, my goodness. Okay, well, let's rescue those guys, and let's do that. So let's get those guys out of there. I'm not shocked in the least. I'm disappointed more than anything. We got 10 beavers that are stranded right there because they're goobers. And of course, they're stuck on that side now. So let's see here if we can fix that. Pause this real quick so nobody builds it. That should save their butts, hopefully. There we go. Okay, and they built the other one on the other side. Really, guys? Really? Go home. Thank you. Can we not do that anymore? So let's just pause these real quick. I can't believe they did that. I can, but I can't at the same time. You know what? Let's just go ahead and pause that too, just in case. I feel like that's something that they do that would be absolutely ridiculous and absolutely insane. So we're going to do that. We're going to go ahead and toss in our next thing in preparation for our next gig. Just putting planks in here, giving this an obtain selection, giving this a priority bump right there, and that means that our haulers should start working their way across the way. All right, they are putting those in. They are building that stuff now. Now, hopefully, this means that nobody should be getting stuck anymore. Hopefully. Now, I honestly am... I wouldn't be surprised if they somehow found a way to get themselves stuck again. I'm going to hope that they don't, because that would be ridiculous and annoying and absolutely hilarious at the same time. So let's see if they cannot do that this time, shall we? Sweet. That is in. Let's give this a priority obtain button. How are we doing on planks? We're already at 880, so we could technically put in 11 of these. We are kind of hurting as far as lumber is concerned overall, but I don't think that this should be that much of an issue. Now we can build on this side, and we do have a path over here that we can connect up to that side as well, so they can reach all of that. I think 6 is a good starting point. Now this side, I think, well, I put all of this in on this side so that I can just run the power along this side. So that's how we're going to do that. We're going to run the power this way, and then somehow sneak it around and then up. And then in here somehow, some way. I'm not entirely sure how that's all going to work out, but that's something that we can work on in a later date. Now, we have already established a route out to this area, so we can start working on all of this. So that means giving me my path, please. Let's go ahead and start working on all of this. That means doing something like that, grabbing that like such as, tossing in our lumberjack flag right here, having them clear cut this stuff real fast, and then probably continuing our path down here, and then up here, and we can start working on clearing out all of these ruins. I like free things. Sure, it's not entirely free, but it's cheaper than having to put beavers into harm's way in the mine over there. Speaking of which, have I converted this to actual... I have not. Do we have 10 spare bots floating around? We do not. We have 2 though. Oh, we also have 21 unoccupied beavers. Yes, we'll be hurting at least efficiency-wise, we'll be a little slow on the scrap metal. So maybe what we could do is we can prep for that that next advent or next thing that we're going to be working on, and go ahead and toss in an engine in preparation for having bots over here. So we could do that. We can go ahead and fill this in right here, and we can do something like this, then we'll something like that. Pause this so it doesn't get built, and then on the science side, go ahead and grab charging stations. 2, 3, 4. So I think these are 50 each. So that's 200 right there. So we can do probably a little bit more without too much consternation. We'll unpause it. We'll pause this one so that they can build that stuff on that side. Then grab this bad Johnny right here. And we'll have to do a little loop around the backside to facilitate a few more. We could just put one more on this side and then have the power loop in. Yeah, I think that's the way that we're going to go about doing that. I don't think that will cause too much of an issue. All right, that is where we'll get those guys in. Then we can also toss in a control tower right here as well. That'll keep those guys fairly well occupied in the future. So now that we've got all of those guys busy with something, that will be great. Look at all that. Wow. Let's go ahead and convert this over to iron bots. Look at it go. Look at it go. Absolutely beautiful. I love to see it. I think, what are you priority-wise? You're pretty low already. Okay, so what are we looking power-wise? 400 a pop. So that's basically an engine, just without the cost of the lumber right there. That is beautiful. I love to see it. Yes. Okay, now, so instead of going up and around, I could, like I said before, have power feed this way, and then that'll connect all of them on this side, and then we can just have this come out, punch out, and go this way. I think that's the simplest answer, and I think I'm going to do that because that saves me from having to think very hard. And I'm not the biggest fan of trying to think hard, okay, guys? I am a simple-minded individual who needs things very easily explained to him and or shown to him at least 4 times to understand what it is that the end result is. Okay, there we go. That's going to be all connected. Then we can come in here. We're going to have to figure out a way to get around that, actually. See, this is why you don't let me make decisions, guys. Because I do silly things like this. All right? Okay. We're good? We good. Rip that path out. They didn't touch any of this. They did put that in. They didn't touch that, though. Let's give this a priority bump. They will focus on building all of this for the next 6 to 9 years until I tell them not to do that. Which is not what we want them to do. No. Alright, how we're doing? We are out of logs. Alright. Well, that's that answers that question. What do we need to focus on now? And the answer is this over here. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to drop this priority-wise. Drop. And then give this all the priority. Because we need to get this up and running now. Otherwise, we'll be pooped. Yes, very pooped indeed. And we want to avoid that. I would love to see things get done. Please and thank you. Okay, cool. That's in. That's in. This will give us some lumber to work with, so that will be helpful. It won't be the most, but it will be something. And that is a plus, I guess. So get all of that marked. And now the question is, where do we want to start the irrigation? Unconnected building. What's unconnected? Oh, that's unconnected. Oh, what do you mean you're unconnected? Oh, you're unconnected. Duh. Because I didn't do that. Okay, there. That's done. We need to unpause you real quick. And then we can wrap this around. Like this. Like that. Do I care? No. There. We'll pause this and we'll just put the other one on the other side. I know it's ridiculous, but hey, why not? Why not? And then we'll put that last log in there in a little bit. Sweet! I love it. Planks are moving in the positive direction. Logs are not. I do have this to bust into if push comes to shove, which I'm not adverse to doing right now, honestly. Because we are doing just fine on pine resin. We're not really using that for much of anything right now, so we'll let them eat through some of that. And figure out... Ah, yes, this is another thing that I wanted to work on back here. So, we do have all of this irrigated back here. We just don't have the means to actually access a portion of this. So something I was thinking about doing was blasting this all back. Because this is all irrigated. But it would be even more all irrigated if it were all on the same level. So if we do something along these lines. And then something along these lines. Then we should have a little bit more irrigated land to work with. So we can hit that button right there. And we can hit this button right here. And then we can rip this out. Toss this in. Grab this path. Connect all of this. Probably a tad bit unnecessary, but we're going to do it anyway. And blast all this back. Now, this should irrigate a fair portion. That will let us take advantage of this forester right here, who's basically doing nothing for us right now. And that should give us some more lumber to work with. Now, what I probably should do is cut back a portion of these, since we're doing much better on berries than we were a couple episodes ago. We're at 1.7k versus the 2. Okay. I guess you guys technically never saw that because that was something that happened in the background. But now you guys know, okay? I had 0 berries at one point. All right? It was touch and go there for a minute. It was very touch and go. Really need you guys to stop working on this. Just stop burning my logs there, please. That would be great. Now, I do want to burn logs to actually get power out of here, though. I feel like this is a valid use of our materials. The question is, how do we want to get up there? I do not know. We can toss in a couple of these guys. Since we do have a couple of spare beavers floating around with nothing to do with their hands. Right there. Let's get rid of that one. There we go. And then we could actually just grab this path. Wrap in back here. And that can cover that guy. This one guy can work on those small ruins. Right here, and that should be a good use of their time. You're already done, so you are fired. There are no more goods in there either, so that's doubly good. what we can do is go ahead and start blasting this down and start getting something irrigated up here. Now, one thing I was thinking about doing was filling this in with dirt so that we have a flat space to work with. And aesthetically, it's not the greatest look. However, it makes the irrigation that much easier, much more simpler to work with. So I don't know what the answer is, honestly. That's all connected now. Nice. What's the total damage? 2350? That's not bad. That is not bad at all. I love it. All right, so this is ready for that to be connected, and then this is ready to be connected right there, and we can get them to do that real quick. We can burn the 1,000 science on that, and then we'll have 3 bots doing the job of 5. We are burning through, I think, a total of 9 per hour now on science. So this one's essentially not producing anything for us actively anymore. Well, 1 science per hour, but that's not much. So that one's going to be what's producing the science for us. Oh, that's one thing that I wanted to do, actually. Start thinking about putting in fun things for them to do. Is that cool, having an exercise? Would that be ridiculous, having an exercise plaza on top of your house? Would that annoy you? It's honest question here. If you were in an apartment building and someone put an exercise plaza right on top of your roof, on a scale of 1 to, oh my god, stop it, how angry would you be? Okay. All right. So that was a very short burst of lumber for us. That was helpful, though. That was quite helpful. We could tear into this, too, since we're doing pretty well on mangroves. By pretty well, I mean exceptionally well on mangroves. So maybe that's not entirely necessary. I do want to give this a boost, though. So we're tackling 2 things at the same time, which is not exactly the most efficient way of tackling this problem that we have. But it is getting done, so that's all that matters. So I want to go to there. And then I want this to go to there. And I want this to go to here. And I want that to be like that. I think that's how I want that to work. Yeah. And then we'll give this all a priority. A little dumbbell action, never hurt anybody. Now, what a smart person could do is start thinking about how to take advantage of this source of water to feed into all of this to allow for irrigation down here. That would also require cleaning up this mess right here. That needs to go away. Boom. Okay, that's cleared. Hey, that's... Let me give them away down there. How are we doing water-wise? Okay, we're not doing too bad, but we're not doing too good. I think the answer, or the problem that I've noticed, is a min temperate cycle does not fill up the entire helix. Now, with our current situation, right? So we have a lot of water in here. So that means that like this whole reservoir may not actually get full at any point. Unless we have a major temperate cycle, in which case that'd be pretty neat. But I'm not anticipating it getting full anytime soon. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, so that is in that. They probably can't reach. They can reach it. They can reach all that. Okay. We'll let them keep working on that. They haven't put in these last couple of places here yet, which is fine. Building lacks power. Because you guys haven't actually brought any lumber over here. Finish that up. And then... What are you guys doing sitting on your bums here? Yuki? What are you doing? Sat on your bum? Cloudy? Oh my goodness. You guys are leaving town to go sit out on a campfire in the middle of nowhere. I see how it is, guys. It's so crazy. They're just... The tubeways are constantly in use. Just look at these guys go. Just constantly moving. I love to see that, though. That is so awesome. All right, so this, we want that like that. We want this like that. We want that like that. And then I want this like this. That like that. Probably fill this gap in like that. Or even like this. Actually, I probably should make a little... No. Yeah. No. No, I don't think that's necessary. Alright, and then... Close a downstream depth of 0.5. And we'll do the same thing here. So... Yeah, that should fill it up. Now that... This is not going to irrigate this up here that much at all. But it will be irrigated well enough. At least this back portion. Maybe we... Why did I put that there? I didn't put that there. Maybe we blast this back as well here. I don't know if 1 or 2 would be enough to do that, but we shall see how that all pans out. So that's already in. That's ready to rock and roll. We can go ahead and put our first fluid dump right here. We can put in a medium storage tank. Now let's just do a small storage tank. No. Nope. Rip it out. Thank you. That's what we want to see. There we go. So that's where that goes. Forester goes right here. Then on the back side. Yeah. Okay. So that. Forester. Right here. Lumberjack flags right here and right here. Path. Along this way. They are just swarming that thing right there. I love to see that. That goes like that, that, and that. And then what we want to do is give them plenty of space to get down and around as necessary. So you can reach there-ish. What if I gave you steps right here and right here? Then that gives you a little bit more to play with. Great. And then that doesn't really add much, but we can definitely do the same thing down here. Put another one of those down here. And that should give us a fair bit of real estate to work with. How are we doing with the explosives over here? They are all laid. Phrasing. Anyway, moving on. That was a single there. And then we can give this a max priority so they can come in and knock that out really quick. You have nothing to do with within range because duh. And you're going to yell at me to say the same thing because duh. And are you within range? No, you are not, but you will be if I grab this and do something like that. Then you can reach that. You guys can reach all that without any issue. Sweet. That last piece down here should have been placed by now. No one should be working in this general vicinity. And boom. Look at all that free space we've got to work with now. It's all irrigated. Look at that. We've got so much more room to play with now. All right. So now that that's done, we can come over here and we can toss in a little something like that. And then a path like that. And then a couple of these lumberjack flags like that. And now, let's see. That covers that there. So if we put in another one right here, maybe. I doubt they can reach that. They can reach that. Great. Then you can reach out to there. That's not the greatest. So maybe we do something like this. We put in another forester like that. And we do that. Then that guy should be able to cover all the portions that that guy can't cover. And we can go ahead and start tossing in our oak trees, which are going to be all up in here. Beautiful. All right, that's going to give us a large swath of trees to work with, which will be huge. Nothing to do within range because I didn't tell you to do the things. All right, so you are officially in. Things are greening up officially, so that is good to see. We do need to give you guys a storage place for water. But this guy doesn't have to go halfway across the world to obtain said water. We will prioritize you by haulers for now. This is all in, so that is great. We can detonate that. And that should open up that side, and that's just going to cause some problems for everybody. But we can now go ahead and plus that up on the priority. That's irrigated down there. Can you even reach any portion of that? You can, so you can go ahead and start working on this. And that's all great and all, but that's just going to dump into this side, and that's just going to dump into this side, and that's going to fill that. So it's not really going to help anything for now, but it is going to help eventually. What we could do is toss in another just fluid dump on this side, and like I wanted to have little waterfalls, okay? That's why I did this. All right, I wanted some level of tiny aesthetics, okay? Is it the best? No. But it makes me happy a little bit on my insides now, okay? So, yeah. That's what I say to that. Yeah. Okay. Sweet. We are still not doing too hot on the lumber front. Planks are slowly catching back up, though. This is where probably the majority of our lumber is going right now. Let's see. I kind of want to throw in another storage place for some more mangrove and then rip all this out. Did you guys fill this up with bots already? Jeez Louise. All right. You love to see that. Sort of. That's good to see. So we do have a spare beaver doing nothing. Spare iron bot, I should say. Which means, well, you're already an iron bot. Where am I going to put a spare iron bot? How are we doing power-wise? Still exceeding the demand, so that's a good thing. Let's see here. We got all of you guys paused. How are we doing power-wise? Just barely over the demand requirement. because of these guys, huh? Yeah. I would love to tear all this out sooner rather than later, but I think that's going to be a little bit in the future. All this power is basically being wasted right now, which is kind of irksome. And I would love to rectify that soon. Come on, my guy. Lataxi, there's water right in front of your face, my dude. You don't need somebody giving you water anymore. This is prioritized, so you just have to go out and in, out and in. There you go. Simple as that. All right. I do need to put one in down here anyway, so why not? We'll just go ahead and check this in here. So that's for the dump. That's for that. Fluid dump. This goes right here. Then we'll toss in our forester right there. And then on this back side, put those two in. And then a tooth grindstone, like such as. And then bada bing, bada bada boom. That's all connected. Everybody's happy. Everybody's loving it. Bada bop bump. Wait. Never mind. Moving on. Sweet. That's all green. That's all beautiful. You're planting some of that. So that's all green and beautiful. You can go ahead and start planting some of this. I could just go ahead and mark all of this for planting, knowing full well that he's probably not going to be able to do the majority of it. But yeah. Go ahead and get it in now. No reason not to. Already got all of those positions in. These guys are going in. What was the range on this guy? All of this area. Love it. So that goes like that. And then back to that little nub right there. And then we just grab all of that. And grab all of this. And I probably should put in another one right here. Well, it's working now-ish. Not really. It's not. At the moment I said something, it completely just called me out. It said, nope. Nope, that's what you get for thinking, my guy. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, Lataxi. You have one job there, friend. Okay, just one job. I'm not asking for much, okay? I'm not asking for you to try to hydrate the entire map, okay? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. You can't even do that. That's all right. I'm not gonna hold it against you for too long. Just for a little bit, okay? Just because I like to complain about things, but that's all right. You'll survive, I promise. All right, hit that obtain button. That's ready to rock and roll. Water is doing fine there. This is out, so that is not cool. I still need to. Okay, hold up. So we need to get in here and we need to do this. Since it's already in this position, we can go ahead and toss these floodgates in like that. And we need to replace that one there as well. And then, yeah, they should be able to reach that too. That'd be great. We have a spare bot floating around. Or do we have a spare position to throw in a bot? Now we have 3 bots floating around with nothing to do with their lives. You can make coffee. Sure. And then, oh, I have a lumber mill right here. We'll unpause that. There we go. That's a perfect place for 2 additional bots to go. So that's all in. That's good to see. Let's go ahead and toss in our next floodgate. Give that a priority. And then do the same for the next one. And hopefully we'll not have any more overflow issues in the future. I doubt that it will prevent that, but I can hope, darn it. A guy can dream, can he? Don't answer that. Everything's fine. Think it'll be okay? Oh, gosh. All right, sweet. That's all going in. We do need to mark all this for planting or for cutting. Otherwise, all these positions that we've just put in will go on. They'll be bored. That's what I'm trying to say. We'll have bored beavers, and we can't have bored beavers, okay? It's just not allowed. Though we do have 30 beavers that are currently bored, so that's fine. Lumberjack flag. One out right here. You can reach all of that, actually, so we can go ahead and mark that for that. And then if I were to put in some stairs right here, which they can reach, with that in, theoretically, that guy should be able to reach down there as well. Now, we could come up here and blast some more of this back, and that would actually let us get into a little bit more trouble. Yeah, that didn't really help out too much now, did it? Okay, that's fine. Huh. Okay. Sweet. One thing I did want to do is actually raise this one height. So bring it up one more. The same-ish level that all this is at. I give us one more level of water to work with. We are running, we have bots running around without energy. What is happening? Building lacks materials. You're out of logs, and you're also out of logs, and one of your bots are out of the job because they're out of energy somewhere. That is understood. Noted, and there's nothing I can do about it right now. All right? Not a darn thing I can do about it. Finally, the drought's over, though, so everything's getting filled in, so that's great to see. I want to rip that out, and I want to put this last one in right here. Give that a max priority to get that done. Trees are getting there. Probably should pause some of those gear manufacturers because they're eating through our gears or our planks pretty quickly, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So I think we'll let them keep running because we will need those in the near future. Yes. All right. This is getting filled in. So this one guy right here, Cloudy, should be able to irrigate all of this side, and then this guy should be able to irrigate all of this. So this should stop being like this hopefully soon. If we did something like this right here, then Spanksy should be able to get up there without any issue, and we can go ahead and toss that in like that. How far forward can you reach? To there-ish? Do I need to put in another forester over here? I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to that at all. You know what? I don't have a spare bot floating around. Never mind. Already got a lumberjack flag there. That's great. This is... So let's see here. You downstream depth is at 0.5, so that's good. Downstream depth is at 0.3, so this should stop dumping water downstream. So now these guys should have no issue planting everything else up here. So let's go ahead and start doing all of that. I should put in something, or just not plant in that block. I think it should be okay. I keep saying the word should, like I'm an authority on the subject or something, but the reality is I don't know if it will be okay or not. All right, that's why I'm saying it should be okay instead of it will be okay. All right, See, Word's main things, oh my goodness. They built that. Okay, hold up. Hold up. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. I got a little overzealous with my planting here. A little overzealous with my planting. It's okay. All right. I can fix it. All right. So let's have them rip this out. Oh, do I? Well, no. They haven't built any of this. Okay, so let's go ahead and rip this out right here. That'll give me some of that material back. Then we can just go down. And then that should connect right there like that. And then we rip this out. Right. Okay, hold up. Let's grab this. Let's tell them to stop planting there. And then have them rip this out right here. Then give that a priority. And then we can let that go. And then we also need to tell them to not plant right here. Yeah. 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 Now, that means that we also need them to not plant this right here either, because I want to be able to come out at some point and go this way so we can prep for our mega build. Because I saw a comment like, hey, you did good by actually putting some of this in and giving them some a little ease of access to all the work, and then I just had them build all of this without having any access to any of the tubeways. They were just running a mile and a half to do all this. So like, well, I'll fix it next time, I promise. So here's me trying to fix it next time, all right? Sweet. Pull that up to 0.6 so they're equal. Beautiful. So maybe that will alleviate some of the spillage. That's all filled in. So that means this side should be overcapping here soon-ish. And going this, or filling in the rest of this. This side, I paused to try to save some of our lumber, so that's why that's not happening. This is getting put in, so that is good to see. This side, we can go ahead and toss in our two-way station. And I completely thought that I could put something in the middle of trees. So there's that. Sweet. Do as I say, not as I do? Maybe? Question mark? Guys, get rid of that, please. That would be great. Thank you. It takes them 5 years to cut through these, which is hilarious. But it's done now, so that's all that matters. And then we can just grab that last little path right there and then connect it like such as and so. And hopefully they don't do something ridiculous and get themselves stuck, but they shouldn't be able to get themselves stuck because there's plenty of room for them to do all the things. So yeah, there's that. Now I am going to be cutting their access off for that guy to get down into there. So we should actually prep for that by doing something like that. Huh. Huh. Actually, well, it's yellow here as opposed to red. That's pretty nice to see. It actually tells you the delta there. Okay, we do have 2 days until the end of this temperate cycle, which is kind of stinky. But this is filling in now. That is capped off. We can go ahead and close that up, actually. So we can spend the last couple of days filling this in. So that will be helpful instead of trying to fill this in, which hasn't happened yet for some strange reason. We are filling it in, so that is good to see. But why is it... Okay, let's not prioritize this anymore. I even set that one to obtain, since we're going to be holding off on that for a little bit. Do I need to replace you guys with bots yet? I don't think I do. Let's see here. Where else can we throw some bots? I replaced you? No, I have not. Have I replaced you? I have. Replaced you as well. I do have a couple more spots over here. We can just swap that one over. And then the next bot that comes off of the production line can go in there. But I think we're almost at peak bot capacity at this moment, because we still just have the 2 running, right? And their productivity is not exactly the greatest either, which is kind of annoying to me. I'd like to see that better, and I don't know how I can really increase that. Unless... Oh, did I not? I did not. Oops. My bad, guys. We're gonna swap these out real quick. We're gonna go ahead and get bots in here. So that might actually help with bot production just a tad bit. Let's see, where did that pull from? A smelter position. And then I don't know where the other one pulled from. Probably a workshop somewhere. I don't know. It'll get rectified shortly, honestly. Alright. That burned through 5,000 science, but we'll get that back sooner rather than later. I do need to get this finished. Need to get this power moving up here, but we're doing okay for now. This is filling in, so that is good to see. This should be open. Yeah, that's just constantly in the open position. This should be closed. So it should be filling in there, and it'll start overcapping on that side. So this side will come in, and this side will get filled to that point. All right, we have half a day to fill the rest of this area in. Water is still not even to this top portion here yet. I'm kind of shocked by this, but honestly, I'm not, considering the excessive amount of water that we have stored back here, which is slowly moving in here, actually. Downstream depth to 4.5. What are these set to? 0.5? Yeah. So they're basically just constantly cycling right now, which is strange. That's set to 0.5. That's set to 4.5. Close above downstream depth. Well, no. That should close, but this side... Well, let's pull this down to 5. Maybe that means the water will move a little bit faster into here? I know not, but we're about to run into our drought here. So there's that. Alright, it's a relatively short one, so that shouldn't cause us any problems. That'll give us an opportunity to work on the rest of this. This is all going in nicely. That is all brilliant. We're going to have so many trees. We're going to have glorious trees everywhere, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Yeah. Alright. That's not necessary there. Go ahead and toss in our forester here. Don't think that was necessary there either, but we'll go ahead and toss this in right there, and then we can just grab this path, go in like that, and then we can toss in our lumberjack flag right here, and then we can toss in a little bit of a teeth grindstone right here, That will cover down those guys' requirements. When these guys finish eating all of this, we can blast this back and down, and then we can have some more real estate to work with. Great. We are moving and grooving in the right direction. Next, I want to grab this, move it this way, and then down here, and we'll set up our forward building station down here. You have nothing to do within range. How do you have? Oh, because I had, yeah. Okay. That's fine. And I need to mark all of this for cutting as well, actually. So let's do that. Nothing's going to get planted there anyway. I don't even know why they're marked for planting. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Right. Hold up. Can't see. Alright. There. We'll just rip it all out. Okay, so you guys can't plant there anyway. Can't plant there either. So this should be fine to plant without any consternation. And then all of this down here should be able to be planted as well. Now, can you reach this back side? You can. I don't want to plant there because, again, I'm doing stuff there. And then you can reach all of that. So we're going to just go ahead and fill all of that in like that and such as, and probably do the same back up here. Sweet. That will give us plenty of lumber to work with for the foreseeable future. Go ahead and just mark all of this for cutting too. And this stuff up here too. So that our guys, when they do get unpaused, can actually do something productive with their lives. You love to see it. You love to see a productive beaver, guys. Just it should bring a tear to your eye, you know? Nice little tear to your eye, make you a little happy, a little happy-go-lucky, a little excited about all the things that you've done to put these guys into the best position possible. All right, to just make you so happy. It makes me happy. Okay, so it should make you guys happy too. All right, so that's in. Oh, is this all set to prioritize? It is. So let's obtain. I'll just go ahead and turn all this stuff off too. No need to be running this up here. Zero need for this to be shoved up here. It might be helpful in the future when we start working on this, but we're not quite to that yet. A bit of rubble right there that could be useful to us, but I think we'll call it there, guys. I know it doesn't seem like we did much, but we've prepped. We prepped for the future, and that's a good thing. We took advantage of the materials that we had on hand to get us into a better position for the future, which I would say is a W and a half. All right, it's always a good idea to understand the limb facts of your production capability and adjust accordingly. And instead of trying to build up 40,000 units of these guys like it did over here and spent through all my lumber and all that, you know, learn from your lesson or learn from your mistakes and do smarter things. Now, this is not doing anything for us right now. So in the future, I'd like to get this drawn in and up to here, and then we can have all that power doing good, wonderful power things for us. But I'm out of logs. I don't have enough material to actually do that. But I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please hit that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, please hit that button too. It'd be greatly appreciated. We'll catch you on the next episode. Make sure you guys stay nice and thirsty. Stay nice and hydrated as well. Make sure your beaver is nice, hydrated, and healthy. And keep rocking the fur world. We'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. See ya.